it's CEO here, and today I will show you how to get every glowing moss DIY. Glowing moss is a new plant-weed hybrid item that spawns on certain Cap'n Islands, as well as the island that's part of the Happy Home Paradise DLC. Just like weeds, moss can be picked up, planted in the ground, and has different growth stages. When you pick up moss, it stacks in groups of 50 and is necessary to craft the glowing moss DIYs. Glowing moss and its DIYs are brand new and were introduced into the game as part of the 2.0 New Horizons update. The glowing moss items are some of the best in the game, simply because they glow. I'm a sucker for glowing items and I want you to get to enjoy them as well. Stay tuned to the end of the video to learn the fastest way you can get all the glowing moss items. But before I show you how to get the glowing moss items, be sure to subscribe to my channel for more Animal Crossing videos. And of course, you'll want to know exactly what the glowing moss items are before you go DIY hunting for them. There are 20 total DIYs and the set includes the glowing moss stool, glowing moss boulder, glowing moss balloon, glowing moss jar shelves, glowing moss statue, glowing moss pond, glowing moss wreath, hanging glowing moss forest wall, glowing moss cave wall, glowing moss ruins wall, glowing moss flooring, round glowing moss rug, glowing moss hood, glowing moss pointed cap, glowing moss headband, full body glowing moss suit, and the glowing moss dress. This is a huge DIY set, which is super exciting, but it also means you'll need a lot of glowing moss to craft them all. I'll go over how to get all of these DIYs, but first let me show you how to get the glowing moss crafting material itself, because you will need a total of 208 pieces to craft one of each glowing moss DIY. This number includes some recipes that require an already crafted moss item to craft it. Now to get all of this moss, it's a little tricky and relies on a bit of chance. So far, there are two known ways to get glowing moss. The first way is to harvest it from a Cap'n Mystery Island. There are a few different mystery islands Cap'n can take you to, but the one you'll want in this case is the Glowing Moss Island. Now this doesn't sound too bad right away, but you can only take a ride with Cap'n to his mystery islands once per day, and you won't get the Glowing Moss Island each time. When I was first playing the update, out of 10 rides with Cap'n, I only found one Glowing Moss Island. Due to these chances, it could take you over a week to find a Glowing Moss Island again. If you time travel, this can be done a little faster, but it's still not ideal. Once you find a glowing moss island, the hard part is done. I recommend harvesting as much as you can, even if that means taking all of it, since you don't know when you'll find this island again. Glowing moss stacks in groups of 50, which is great and means you can fit a ton of it in your pockets. But I recommend going on Cap'n boat rides with your pockets empty just to be safe. On this island, you'll also find vines crawling up the sides of cliffs. These can be used as ladders to climb up and down, which is very helpful when harvesting the glowing moss, but they are also a crafting material. There is an entire vine DIY set that complements the glowing moss set, so while you're here, I suggest harvesting the vines as well, since you'll need them later on. Vines stack in groups of 30, which helps save space in your pockets. Over time, you'll find different glowing moss islands with more moss and vines for you to take. Now I'm sure there's some of you out there who don't have Cap'n on your island. If you don't have Cap'n visiting your island at your fishing dock, you will need a 3-star island evaluation to unlock him. If you need help getting to 3 stars, I already made a tutorial that you can check out here. Each Cap'n ride requires 1,000 Nook Miles as well, so in the end, gathering glowing moss requires more than meets the eye and is one of the harder crafting materials to come by. The second way to harvest glowing moss is via the Happy Home Paradise DLC. If you don't have the DLC or haven't played it yet, it entails flying to an archipelago where you design houses and buildings for villagers. This doesn't have much to do with getting glowing moss, but the main island where the Happy Home Paradise office is located grows glowing moss. If you look carefully, this island has the same grass type and dirt color as the glowing moss island Cap'n takes you to. It's kind of random that the DLC island also grows glowing moss, but in this case, you can use it to your advantage. If you already bought the DLC, when you first load up your Animal Crossing game, Nook should give you a call to come to the airport. But after that, each time you want to access the DLC, you'll go to the airport, though unlike Cap'n's Moss Island, I'm not sure if the glowing moss respawns on the DLC island after you take it. I did some experimenting and picked most of my moss, then time traveled 1 month ahead, and then I went back to the DLC island, but no additional moss had spawned. So having the DLC does get you some guaranteed moss, but if you take it, that could be a potentially permanent change. And now that you have all your glowing moss, it's time to get those DIYs. There are two places where you can find them: Cap'n's Glowing Moss Mystery Island and the Happy Home Paradise Island. When you find a glowing moss Cap'n Island, there should be one DIY bottle on the shore somewhere. Pick it up and open it, and it will be a glowing moss DIY. With 20 DIYs in the set, this means 20 separate instances of finding this particular mystery island to collect the whole set. So that is the main way to get the entire glowing moss set. However, if you do get the DLC after you complete your 5th villager request, Nico will give you the glowing moss stool DIY. Now at the beginning of the video, I said there is even a faster way to get all the glowing moss items. On my new 2.0 treasure island I'm building, I will have all the glowing moss items available for you to take. I also have all the new items introduced in the 2.0 update that you can also take. And if you don't know what a treasure island is, it's just an Animal Crossing island that is full of items that are dropped on the ground for you to come visit and take. How it works is that I open my treasure island during my live streams over on Twitch. I post the dodo code on the screen so you can come and visit and take any items you want. This does require that you have a Nintendo Online subscription. To see when I open the treasure island, my live stream schedule is posted in the description, but also follow me on Twitch to get notified when I go live. My treasure island is free to visit during my live streams, but just for my YouTube members, I have the treasure island open 24/7. So if you can't make it to a live stream or you just want more access to the treasure island, then please consider joining my channel as a member. If you want more info on this, check out the member link in the description. All the support I receive from YouTube memberships directly supports me and the channel and helps me keep making these videos for you. I also love being able to share the excitement of the new update items with you. But honestly, I love all the items in the set because they glow, and by now you should know I'm all over anything that glows. I hope this video helps you. I hope you're enjoying the update. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.